We've been hunting for as long as humans were a species.
Since the native days, hunting has been a good thing.
Kind of helps you feel like you have a sense of purpose and belonging again.
One chance in a lifetime.
It's because of hunters that they exist and that they're there for people to enjoy, for all Americans.
And it's pretty. Oh, the sky was so pink, red.
Dreaming about a big buck on a ridge with a beautiful sunlit backdrop, which we had all of those elements except the deer. And we all laughed about, yeah, right, that'd be really great. Like, beautiful sunrise, ridge, big 180-inch buck, ha ha ha, you know, and said, hey, there's a deer. We stopped the truck and looked, and sure enough, there is a enormous buck.
Oh my God, that's a giant. That's a 200-inch deer.
No, it's not.
Immediately, I get freaked out.
We gotta, can we kill that deer? Yeah. That's a giant, I'm serious. He's got kickers and deep forks and inlines and shit. So we can kill that deer. Okay, we gotta kill that deer.
We took off, and I was excited.
I'm serious, Olivia.
Yeah, okay.
She starts getting excited, so she just flat tells me, you gotta calm down, Miles, because you're freaking me out.
Let's go, Olivia. Put one in.
I knew right then that this was a really big buck.
We'll come around this windrow right here and get up on top, and he should be right over the hill.
Okay.
Let's just go down right here and we'll get across the fence.
It's Miles, and he's got a lot of experience. He's hunted a lot of mule deer. So when he gets excited, I'm getting excited. And I had to tell him, dude, you're freaking me out. You're getting me excited. I need to stay calm.
You don't need to count the points. You don't need to dink around. It's that big, and you just go after it.
We had a ton of obstacles to get where we needed to get, but luckily we had the cover we needed. The wind was perfect for us.
We moved around the edge of the fence line, using the barn as cover.
A rare occasion you get to see a deer like this in your lifetime, let alone in western Nebraska. So when I saw the deer and confirmed that we could hunt him, it was all bets were off. I just went into guide mode, the world stopped spinning. I knew what we'd done because I saw that deer and I knew what we were hunting. I never let anybody else even look at that deer. As soon as I saw him, I knew what we were doing, and that was it. Nobody else needed to see him. I have to open a gate that the chains through the barbed wire and around. I cut my finger doing it, all the while trying to be quiet, knowing that I have a deer that's well over 200 inches within a few hundred yards of me.
We walked through pretty loud stuff, but fortunately the wind was in our favor. He had spotted us driving by, but was assured, because we kept on driving, that we had left his territory. He was no longer concerned.
I see a doe, so I know the buck's still there. We slip around, and there's the buck laying there. He's bedded.
So obvious with the mass that this was an old buck, and that's what I came here for.
And it's just a Christmas tree coming off his head.
Put me on my sticks, and 140 yards at a deer like this. Because I knew I had one chance to get this right. I had to focus on my target, my vitals. To see that buck turn his head, oh man.
It was cold, it was windy, so it's pretty hard to get steady, but at 140 yards, we were good enough, and I told her to take him.
140 yards at a buck like this? Ah, incredible, incredible.
Yep. That's the biggest deer you've ever killed in your life.
I knew she hit him hard. I could hear the bullet hit. I was confident in the shot.
When I saw that doe, I knew we were good. Walked around. This has got changers. It's this big now, right? Okay.
We walked about 30, 40 yards, and then I could see him down below us.
I guess I didn't really know just how big he was. And, you know, we walk up on him.
Holy.
It's pretty incredible. It's a buck of a lifetime.
But she didn't know exactly what she was hunting until she walked up. And when she walked up and actually saw what we'd just done, the flood of emotions that came over were enough to kind of make everyone stop in their tracks.
Oh my God!
I was just dumbfounded by the size of the deer.
Oh my gosh! Oh my, so incredible! Oh, this is probably one of the greatest animals I've ever seen. Been this close to. What a spectacular buck.
This is one of the biggest deer I've ever killed. For real.
I've never killed anything like this. Thank you for your life, for your sacrifice, for your genetics, for your meat, for representing Nebraska so beautifully. Thank you, God, most of all. So glad to share this with you.
Yeah, this is
In Nebraska,
of all places.
in the state that I've represented.
Yeah.
At Mrs. America. This is the gift that she gives me.
Yeah, full circle.
Wow.
Back home.
Oh, shit.
I'm really glad, one of the greatest deer that I've ever been a part of, to be honest.
I have never killed anything that's
This
big in my
deer's
life.
200 inches.
Really, you
Yeah.
think?
Even for me, everything grew. Everything was more than I expected.
My husband has always dreamed to get a deer that big, and I've secretly always wanted to do that. But for me, I wanted him to have that first. But
He literally has everything.
he is like right towards the tail
this
end of
is
his
an
life, isn't he?
old deer.
He's so massive.
See why I was pissing myself from the pickup now?
I can't believe it.
It's a representation of what the Sandhills is. It's a surprise. It's a gift. You don't know what is out there. This really is the greatest hunt of my life. The greatest animal I've ever taken. I saw that deer and I couldn't look. I couldn't look. I had to just grab him and hug him, and I couldn't stop crying. And I would turn and I'd look at it and I couldn't look anymore because I just couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. Being Mrs. Nebraska, you have to know the things like Nebraska is the home of Kool-Aid and Dorothy Lynch and more miles of river than any other state in the Union. But I used to know the state song. Beautiful Nebraska, peaceful prairie land, laced with many rivers. The state song definitely embodies everything leading up to this hunt for me.
And to walk up and pick that deer up and hold him in your hands, it's just monumental. Never in my wildest dreams did I think this is what we were gonna end up doing here. It's something that every mule deer guide dreams of, holding a deer like that, and most of them never will get to. There's people out there that spend $300,000 and $400,000 a year just on a tag, just for the opportunity to potentially harvest a deer like this.
Sandhills of Nebraska. This is where I took my first deer, and this is where I end my mule deer hunting career. I'll never top it.